Hi, everybody. It's Mitzie. I finished the third phase of my makeup tutorial, even though I'm not showing you the exact steps because I don't like the ones where you have to watch somebody put on their makeup. I like to just hear what they used and how they got that look and how they did it. So, anyway, after I have on my eye makeup now, I have on my little base coating from earlier where because I don't like a heavy makeup, so that's why I mix my makeup with my lotion, and then I also added that glotion from L'Oreal to it, and it just gives it a pop. It gives your face some sparkle, and so I like combining those three, and then I put it on, and then I do my eyeshadow because I know I'm going to make a mess, because the brushes flake and stuff like that. So, you always get stuff under here that you're going to have to cover. So, anyway, did all of that, did my eye makeup, and now I'm the finishing touches. So, what I did next, and I have three of these. I have used these, I'm not kidding you, since probably the day they came out decades ago. I think they've been around that long. And you know why? Because they're absolutely fantastic. So I learned to do my makeup in the 70s, and part of the look was, just having like a creamy, uh, almost like a yellowy, but not a bad yellowy, just kind of a bright under your eyes. So the one I use, and like I said, I've used this forever, and it's the Maybelline Eraser. And these are so good. Um, this is the multi-use concealer. So this means you can just dab it on anything. And it's really great for people with, probably any complexion, but especially a cool complexion like mine. It's the number 150. So, they have like green and I think a pink and uh, then this one. But what I do is I just dab it under my eyes, kind of heavy, and just kind of tap it out with my fingers. And it just gives you like that glow underneath. And for me, it kind of colors my dark circles under my eyes because I am 63. So, I get that. And then I went back in and used the second one that I love. And this is also a cool color. And you can go online with Maybelline and they will show you what color is best for you. So you just click on the kind you want to use, and whether you're cool or warm, it gives you your recommendations. And so this is the 120, and it's way too light for all over. But what I do is I go in and I hit my dark spots. I hit my what do you call those? The little spider veins, that people get. Some people get. They run in my family. So I just, really tap that in there and just kind of cover up any kind of blemish. And, if you have any little things you want to cover, I have like a little dark spot right here. I like to color really good. And so that's perfect for that. And that's the 120, and it's too light for my skin, but it's great for a cover up. Then I go back in and I use, and this is also one for a cool complexion, I use the same Maybelline eraser again. And this is the 130. Let me tell you, this stuff will cover anything. And so what I do with this is I just kind of dab around, put a few dots on my face because it is so it's so light, and it has a cushion on the end. So, you dab it on, just kind of tap it in, and then you end up with like, your complexion looking really good, I think. Like I said, I'm 63, so this is stuff that I've learned from way back in the day, since I started doing makeup so long ago. But then after I get that done, I go in and I use this cream blush, and I think it's an Ulta one, but it doesn't have the tag anymore. And I used to swear by powder blush. It's all I ever used my whole life. Then my niece had to get some for Color Guard, and I loved the way it looked. And so I got this little one here. It's a really pretty color. It's like kind of pinkish. And cool people, the cool color people look really good in pink. And so, yeah, I like pink. But what I do is I tap that around my forehead, and then I tap some in the corners here. Because at my age, I really think a heavy blush ages you. You know, nobody wants that big dark red streaks on their face when you're 63 years old. So tap that on there, and it's so soft and creamy. And then I go back in with this unbelievably gorgeous makeup that I got from Ulta. It's actually a makeup, but I use it as a blush. But, you know, it's just a kind of creamy color. It's almost the same color as my skin. And it's the most creamiest stuff you've ever tried. And if you were younger and didn't have fine lines and all that stuff, this would probably be a fantastic base. But what I do is I put it there, and then I add it to my pinky cream blush and just tap it in. And I feel like it gives me a good contouring right there. You know, but it's not real heavy and dramatic blush, which I can't stand. But this is also a cool color, and it is actually called Medium Cool Mayan. So this is the Ulta brand, and let me tell you, it's so soft. I mean, it's just so soft. It feels good when you tap it on. It feels good on your skin. So that I do next. And then I go in, and once I have all that done, which just seems to be a lot, but you know, hey, you have to use a lot of different stuff to get a look that you like. So I do have this left over from, you know, years past because it lasts me forever. But this one isn't drugstore, it's Estee Lauder, and it's their cream to powder. And so I do like to set everything with a powder. And it's, let's see if I can see, it's double wear, but it is the 3C1 Dusk. And it's a cool color of powder. And so I just use my, you know, handy brush here, and I put it a little because I don't like a lot of heavy powder, because it will set into, like, you know, lines like what I have here and over here, and especially over here, because I had like a skin cancer tumor in my scalp a few years ago, and it was really big. And so when they removed it, they had to pull my skin so tight to be able to cover it. So, you know, I try to watch over here with putting too much, because it does settle in. It has pulled my face and made those crow's feet go out further, and I don't like that. So anyway, I just use enough on my brush to kind of set it where, because I don't like filling. I try not to touch my face anyway, but I don't like feeling like a wet face. And so, you know, I have to do something. Then after that, I use, and you know, this isn't a drugstore one, it's from Old Norman, but I've probably had it a couple of years because I only use it for one thing. And what I do, this is a really dark color. So let me open it so you can see how dark it is. It's actually called Teak Wood. I would never put this on my cheeks because it is so dark, but as a kind of like a, I don't know if you call it a highlighter, or whatever, and you can see I am almost empty there, but this is way dark for my face. But because I am 63, I have jowls, and so what I do is I put it really heavy under my chin, and I, you know, really heavy where I have this gel, and, you know, just try to give myself more of a contour jaw. And since it is so dark, you know, I just kind of pull it down to cover everything, and that way it looks like you can't see my gels as much. I mean, you can see them, but you know, I'm expected to have gels at my age. But anyway, that's a fantastic one, and the good thing about the Merle Norman and the Estee Lauder is they stay forever. And so I like that. They don't wipe off very easy. You'd have to take it off with makeup remover. So anyway, and this is my most finishing touch. I have worn this Maybelline Stay 24 color. I'm telling you, I have had dentist visit where I've had my teeth cleaned and it doesn't touch this. I mean, you, even after brushing your teeth like twice in a day, when you go to bed and wake up in the morning, it's still going to be on. I mean, it stays so good. And it is a liquid, so you know there's kind of an art to it. You have to put it on real smooth. But I literally have people have stopped and asked me, what color of lipstick are you wearing? And I'm like, well, it's kind of a brownish, orangey pink. But for me, it looks fantastic and it has some sparklies in it. So you put it on, it only takes a second to dry. Then you follow up. It has like this little cream at the end. It's like almost like a chapstick, but it's not. But once you put that on, then it doesn't feel like your lips are going to stick together. So, I just love this stuff, and it feels good too. But it gives it a little more pop, and I'm telling you, once you put that on, you're done for the day. You could, like I said, go to the dentist, and it will stay on. But anyway, I hope you get to watch the other 2 videos where I do my base coat and my eyeshadow, because I love makeup. Love talking about it. Alrighty, bye.